Once the brushing of mindfulness activity had ended, the 12 novices, together with Phra Ajahn, went back to the water pavilion for Nampana. The novices assisted Phra Ajahn as usual and had Nampana in a manner appropriate to the monkhood. After the Nampana session, the little novices put away their cups and cleaned the water pavilion. Then Phra Ajahn had the novices do a walking meditation at the water pavilion to practice mindfulness. Some of the novices were able to keep their focus despite the distractions around them. Even though many of the novices could not keep their focus at the beginning of the walking meditation, they were able to improve over time. As the sky began to darken, Phra Ajahn and the novices, along with other Buddhists, gathered at the Upasata Hall for the evening chant. The evening chant began with a half an hour of meditation. Phra Ajahn led the evening chant, and the novices followed his lead with great determination.
And He bestows blessings on me. To the Sangha I dedicate this body and life.
Before yesterday's Dhamma story session, Phra Ajahn showed a video of Ajahn Amaro, the abbot of Amaravati Buddhist Monastery in England.
If you have this attitude, then the whole month will be something that can benefit you. If you're always trying to be best, or you're getting depressed because you're not the best, or you are jealous of other people because how good they are, and the mind gets carried away with that, then you'll have a miserable time, guaranteed. But if you set the intention right at the beginning to say, okay, let's see if I can learn from everything that happens, the good, the bad, and everything in the middle. And then in that way, if you set that intention and you follow that through, then everything will be there to be your ajahn, to be your teacher, and will be able to benefit you. So this is my encouragement, and I wish you all the best for your month in the robes.
Can you sadhu? Say sadhu. Okay.
Phra Ajahn also showed a video of Ajahn Chayasaro encouraging the novices to do their best.
So I'd like to offer you my blessings and my best wishes for you on this adventure. A month maybe seems a long time, and the first few days really seem very long, but then a strange thing will happen and the days will seem to get shorter and shorter, and before you know the month will be over. What I would like to say is that you don't have to be anything very special, you don't have to achieve anything, but put your best effort and enjoy what you're doing and make mistakes. It's perfectly all right to make mistakes, and you learn from mistakes maybe more than you do from your successes.
During the Dhamma story lesson, Phra Ajahn continued the story of the Buddha's life from yesterday. This was the story of the first pair of laymen who came to see the Buddha after he became enlightened. In the next picture, Phra Ajahn explained that after the Buddhist met the first two laymen, angels came to join the Buddha's preaching of the Dhamma. This is a lesson which is still widely known among Buddhists today.
That there are four kinds of people, but then there are also lotus plants growing. Now the lotus plants, there are some people that are like lotus plants that have barely sprouted or basically gets eaten by the creatures. And what this symbolizes that people are still lost in their defilements and are sometimes not see the teaching that the Buddha may teach. And then there are some people that are like lotus plants that are still growing but underwater, that are like a lotus plant which has come out of the water but it hasn't blossomed. So this is a stage where some people can understand what the Buddha teach.
The last picture of yesterday evening's session was a picture of the Buddha meeting a wandering monk on his way to the Isipatana forest in Varanasi to teach the Dhamma to 5 disciples.
So yeah, he asks, "Who are you and where are you going?" And the Buddha says, "Oh, I'm the one who has extinguished all the fires. I'm the one who knows all the teachings. I'm the teacher, and I'm going to go to set the wheel of Dhamma."
After the activity, Pra Ajahn gave encouragement to the novices.
That's why there's some hope for all of us to practice in a Dhamma and gain the wisdom and knowledge to break from the samsara.
Before returning to the dwelling, Pra Ajahn allowed the novices to have a relaxing conversation with Andrew Biggs. Andrew began by asking about the novices' well-being.
How's it been? Have you had a good week? No. Okay, let's talk to the yeses first, then we'll go to the no's, okay? What's it been like? How's it been? Put? Hey, novice put.
It's been nice. It's kind of like a big change, but it's not that big because we did the first 7 days. It wasn't a so big change, but we're still good with it.
Then Andrew told the novices that there was a letter from Singapore for them.
Watching you the whole time. And he's written this big long letter. He's watching from Singapore, everything you're doing. And it's up on the screen. Have a look at this. It comes from a man who's been putting on comments every single day, right?
The letter from Singapore expressed gratitude and gave the novices encouragement in many aspects.
At the end period, we hope each of you have good memories to take away that will benefit you and all around you. Sadhu, 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 rejoice.
Yesterday was the last day of the week, and the following day will be the first day of the week of love. Andrew asked the novices to share their own definitions of love.
And hopefully after that we're going to move into what? Love. What does that mean? What's love? Love? Tell me what you think love means to you. Okay, go ahead, JL.
So you care about somebody and you want them to be happy and you understand them.
It doesn't matter what culture they are or what color they are. You have to treat everyone the same.
It's kindness, and kindness is love, and love is water and food.
Love is showing that you care for people, not just people you know, but people you don't know.
All 12 novices have learned many things from the first week of learning the Dhamma and the second week of living in the present. Now they're about to enter the third week of love, which will teach them to fill the world with love, kindness, and compassion. Each challenging lesson that the novices face is aimed to encourage kindness and morality, which will help shape them to be global citizens of the world. In the early morning, the 12 novices sat calmly in their seats, waiting for the morning chant. The morning chant is a daily routine to eliminate desires, recollect the Tamasangwe, and follow the Buddha's teaching. Tamasangwe, or the nature of the body, means the impermanence of life and the arbitrary nature of life and death.
Tamayang Thamma Bituting Karo Mase Yoso Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akariko Ehipasiko Opanayiko Pachatam Veditavo Vinyohi Tamang Dhammang Abhipujayami Tamang Dhammang Sirasa Namami.
At dawn, Pra Ajahn and the novices went for alms from the nearby people. The alms round was set by the Buddha from the very beginning to be a monastic routine. It helps the monks to remain grounded and not get carried away by desires. At the same time, the act of offering alms is also meant to help people to release themselves from suffering through giving. The offerings don't necessarily have to be of a large quantity or expensive. What matters is the benevolent determination of those who offer the alms. This morning at the tree tunnel near Wat Ba Sai Ngam, many Buddhists sat in line waiting to offer alms. Andrew, who was the boys' mentor before they became novices, also joined the line to offer food to the 12 novices. After the alms round, the novices washed and wiped Pra Ajah's feet and assisted Pra Ajah, who has been teaching them for 2 weeks. Before having breakfast, Pra Ajah had the novices practice the 10 precepts by writing them down on paper. Some of the novices reviewed the 10 precepts by reciting them with Pra Ajah because they did not want to write them down.
ภควาสามเณรานังทัสสะสิกขาปทา
Who
นิ
say you to
เทสุจัสสามเณเรหิสิ
do
ก
it
ขิ
twice?
ตุอิเมหิปัญชาหิอังเกหิสามนาคตาสะสามเณรานังนัสกันตุติ I did it
Please
I did it
write it down.
I did it
You didn't did it.
Pra Ajah had the novices do a sitting meditation in order to be mindful and calm before getting a proper amount of food for themselves. Those who appeared calm and mindful would get their food first. Afterward, Pra Ajah and the novices gathered at the food hall. Pra Ajah and the novices began to recite Anumotana, or just as rivers, to express their appreciation for the Buddhists' generosity. This was also seen as a kind of sermon in ancient times. The chant beginning with the word Sapitiyo is the chant that monks recite to bless the laymen and laywomen for their merit.
Sappitiyo vivacchantu sappha roko vinasatu mate bhavatwantarayo.
It can be translated as, may all distresses be averted, may every disease be gone, may there be no dangers for you, may you be happy and live a long life. May those with respectful nature be blessed with these 4 qualities: long life, beauty, happiness, and strength. Pra Ajah and the novices recited the chant before their meal, which they have just to satiate their hunger, not their desires.
ปาติสังขายโยนิโสปินทปาตังปฏิเสวามิเนวะทวายานามัฏฐายานามันตนายานาวิภูสนายายาวะเทวะหิมัสสกายาสัทธิติยายาปนายาวิหิงสุปารติยาพรหมจาริยานุกหายา
TJ and Ati. TJ, Ati and Jaden. The last one, we chant, what is it? I will allay hunger without overeating. Just take enough. Don't take too much. What we chant, we have to learn. Not only chant and then you eat. You learn nothing. This all is the Dhamma, the Buddha teaching. So in our life.
After the meal, the novices will be learning about love. In the 3rd week, they will learn to value what they get from others and to return that kindness with love and compassion. routine that the novices have to do every day after a meal is to clean their requisites. However, after a meal, the novices usually feel refreshed and active, so they often forget to keep calm during this time. This morning, while the novices were washing their utensils, พระอาจารย์ asked them to remain silent, following the way of the forest dwellers. The little novices tried to be quiet as instructed. Afterwards, the novices tidied up the food hall and the surrounding area.
We have to clean every day, basically.
It's spring clean
It's a cohort of monks that you put aside your belongings, mats, what you roll. This is normal activities for monks and
Well, not
samaneras.
normal activity for novices.
Yes, actually novices have to do this, all of this.
Before the Dharma practice session, พระอาจารย์ asked the novices to recall Ajahn Chah's teaching.
Every novice, keep your back straight. Actually, we can repeat Ajahn Chah's teaching. Can you present me one of the teaching that they put it on the tree? Real.
Whenever we are not ready to make sacrifices, we are far from Dhamma. Meditation is concentrating on what you're doing at the present. So if you can breathe and if you're still alive, you can meditate.
Yeah.
พระอาจารย์ asked the novices what they would do if their meditation was interrupted by their friends.
If we're with friends, we just be mindful on what we're doing. Even if we're like with friends, we can mindfully walk and talk with them and think before you do everything. It's kind of like meditating too.
พระอาจารย์ informed the novices about the topic for today's lesson, which was กัลยาณมิตร or true friends.
So today we're going to learn about how to be a good friend.
พระอาจารย์ had the novices share their opinions about the definition of true friends.
Can you tell me how could we be a good friend?
If you want to have a best friend, you need to treat them like adults or friends. And you to become best friends, you do not fight. And then maybe you have something in common with the other person.
Not being annoying to friends and letting them sleep at night. And don't shout at them for no reason.
Pra Ajahn advised the novices that in order to be better at meditating, they need to have good friends and a quiet place like the temple. Then Pra Ajahn divided the novices into two groups and let each group share their experiences amongst themselves after having been ordained for 2 weeks.
So today, after this, I would like to divide you into two groups. We have something to discuss about two topics. So the first one, what do you think about the surrounding of Wat Pa Sai Ngam that may help you to meditate? What is the most impressive things to be a novice?
Afterward, Pra Ajahn asked the novices to share their answers to the question, how do the surroundings of Wat Pa Sai Ngam help the novices to practice meditation?
The second the thing that helps me meditate is meditating under a tree.
So the temple, it has a lot of trees, no pollution, and and it's healthy. It gives you more oxygen.
So how does it help you to for practicing?
Because it's more peaceful and quiet. It's calm and there's a lot more animals than humans here.
Okay.
พระอาจารย์ summarized that having good surroundings as well as true companions could help the novices practice meditation better.
Trees, animals, good environment can be our good friends.
Yeah.
Can I say? Okay, they are good friends to us.
Then the novices shared their impressions on their development since they became ordained.
And the most impressive thing about being a novice is fun but annoying because you have to put a sitting cloth and you can't see your parents for a week and then you can. I want to see my parents so much I would cry. The fun part you get free food and you get respect. Free food has been to bar, so you're basically doing a job to get free food.
And when I'm lay people, I don't really think about it a lot. And when I'm a novice, I became more mindful and more calm. But when I'm a layman, I become less mindful, but I become a lot more energetic and I like to run around a lot more.
I think life as a layman is they're stuck to entertainment, rely on themselves. But yeah,
They should rely on themselves.
Yeah, they should rely on themselves, and they only keep 5 precepts, and they're less mindful and a bit more lazy. But when you're a novice, you try to be conscious of what you're doing every time. You have a lot of peace, and you're a very flexible person. So you can live anywhere, but you can still have that lifestyle. Yeah.
Before the morning activity ended, Phra Ajahn asked the novices to gather and share what they had learned from the ordination here at Wat Pa Sai Ngam.
We should learn how can we be together with different background. We are from different personalities. Okay, so most of you love the temple. And how about your being now? You are novice. So do you love being as a novice just now?
Yes.
Having good friends provides benefits in many ways. For the novices, friendship and true friends will lead them to be admirable and respectable monks.
Kalyanamit, so it means good friends.
There's a G.
So if we try to be good friends to other people, we can live in harmonious community. And whatever you feel being novice, some people think that lifestyle of the novice is good, you enjoyed it. So your thought change every time. You should observe, should learn from your thinking. It will not stuck for any emotion for long. It keeps changing and changing. If you notice and you observe, you may know conclusion that is impermanent.
In the afternoon learning process, the novices learned about organic colors under the theme Color Hunting. Wilayakon Samatakon, or Tongkan, the organic watercolor artist, was an instructor for this session. Jack, an observer, and Hunter, a psychologist, acted as coordinators for this activity. Tongkan began the lesson by telling the novices about the origin of organic watercolor paints.
I discovered when I have some tea. Actually, I made tea from butterfly pea. I noticed that the blue color dissolved in the hot water, like when I'm painting with normal watercolor. The watercolor means it's dissolved in water. Yeah. So I think that maybe I can make watercolor from the flowers. In the ancient time, Thai people dyed the jiwon.
The robes.
The robe from, yes, but some of them made from night jasmine also.
She introduced many natural materials that she would use to make organic watercolor paints. Then she demonstrated how to make paints from fruits and flowers. She showed the novices how each material requires different techniques and also explained to them about different shades of each color.
The food is very easy. You have flowers. We use only the petal that have the color and dry it a little bit and add some hot water. I will show just a little bit because it has a very good color. We will not smash it because the seed will crack and it's mixed with our water. You can see the different shade of purple. So even the leaves, the leaf is all mostly green, right? But each leaf yield different shade of green.
Okay.
Okay, it's fun to discover.
Wow.
We put into the white fabric.
Okay. And what do we do with it now?
Squeeze it.
Oh, great.
It's gonna be as green.
Afterwards, the novices tried to make their own paints. They were interested and attentively made their paints from the organic materials. Some of the novices could use a mortar and pestle, traditional Thai kitchenware, very skillfully. Hunter and Jack helped the instructor give advice to the novices.
Okay, we need more pandan leaf to the rescue, please.
After a while, dark clouds spread over Wat Pa Sangam, so the novices moved into the study hall. Pra Ajahn asked the novices to recite the 10 precepts in order to be mindful before they resume the activity. After the paints were finished, Tongkan let the novices try using the paints they prepared.
Now it's time for painting from the organic watercolor that we made. So today I want you guys to express your idea of love in the painting. You can express in everywhere like abstract, or you can draw your parents or anything, whatever you do.
Each novice expressed his own imagination by using the organic watercolor paints. In every activity, the monastic mentors will observe the situation and advise the novices on proper behavior. The obvious difference between synthetic and organic watercolor paints is the pigments. Organic watercolor does not contain chemicals, so it has a shorter lifespan. The paints will gradually fade as time passes, which is normal for organic paints. At the end of the session, Tongkan shared her feelings about today's activity.
The leaf and the flower represent my love in nature. So, and today I have very good experience with you novices, and I want to draw you, every one of you, all in one, into only one novice.
Tongkan asked each novice to describe the love that they expressed through their paintings.
Then it first was red, so red was like the warmth of love, it spreads, and the green is like nature, how nature provides us love, and how nature cares for us, and the border is like the love from our parents, and this is like the torch. So if fire can be really dangerous, but if we have it in control, it can be warm and it can also shine light for us. So it's kind of like love.
This is like the mother elephant and a baby elephant. So like she's taking care by showering the elephant. Actually, I was going to draw an ant colony too to show that, because elephants are really smart animals, but ants aren't that smart. So brilliant. Yeah. So I was going to show that love like occurs everywhere in anything.
Very nice message.
Yeah, nice.
The love bus is flying.
What is it, sorry?
It's flying.
It's a flying
from
love
balloons.
Who's in here? The novice monks?
Yes. I mean, there's people giving love to each other, like families and other kind of people that give love to you.
Spreading love?
Yeah.
On the bus, that's great.
Anyone that comes aboard this bus gets love immediately.
They have really good idea about love.
Before the activity ended, Pra Ajahn explained more about Tongkan's painting and asked the novices to give blessings to the instructor.
I think it's such a good presentation of novice with peace and kindness, and also a little smile and happy face. It shows that novice have love and compassion. So before we end the learning, novices would like to send you love and compassion by blessing. Sappha Sankhanuphawena Sattha Soti Bhavantu Te.
This afternoon's lesson gave the novices a better understanding about nature. This artistic activity helps strengthen their muscles as well as their observation skills. The training to become a well-rounded person with various skills is crucial for the development of children, so they'll be open-minded and ready to learn new things.